Okay,
Is
volume.
it audible now?
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Uh, Hi, thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Pragya Mataji, His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishnadas Prabhuji for arranging these classes and for giving us knowledge. Thank you, His Grace Shital Prabhuji, Her Grace Namrata Mataji, His Grace Sanjeev Prabhuji, and Her Grace Dolly Mataji for training us. ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यम् आख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यम् आख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad, and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Pragna Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Sarpan Krishna Das Prabhuji for organizing such classes and training us. Thank you, His Grace Shital Prabhuji, Her Grace Namrata Mataji, His Grace Sanjeev Prabhuji, Her Grace Dolly Mataji for training us. Thank you, Divyansh Mataji, for reciting. ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यम् आख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यम् आख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Offering charitable gifts, offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, inquiring one's mind in confidence, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad, offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Padma Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for arranging these classes and training us. And thank you, His Grace Shital Prabhuji, Her Grace Namrata Mataji, His Grace Sanjeev Prabhuji, and Her Grace Dolly Mataji for training us. Dadati pratiganati goyam akhyati prachati bhungte bhojayate chaiva षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यमाख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यमाख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम्. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad, and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Grace Purna Pragya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for training us and organizing these classes. Thank you, His Grace Shital Prabhuji, Her Grace Namrata Mataji, His Grace Sanjeev Prabhuji, and Her Grace Dolly Mataji for training us. Dadati pratigrenati गुह्यम् आख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यम् आख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यम् आख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasada, and offering prasada are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotees and another. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Anyone from the Leaders Sangha?
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Pragya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu for organizing these classes and training us. Thank you, His Grace Shital Prabhu and His Grace Sanjeev Prabhu for taking the classes. Dadati pratigrahanati guhyam akhyati prashyati bhunte bhojayate chaiva षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यम् अख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यम् अख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजयते चैव षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad, and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you, devotees. So we were actually discussing, I think, pretty much last, I think, paragraph in this purport. So, okay, probably we will recap that. So who's going to read today? Anyone volunteer? Yeah. Yes, Srishti Mataji. Can you read it? Okay. So probably read that from the last time, I think, in this regard. So we can just recap that, what we discussed as well.
Yes. In this regard, Srila Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur wants all devotees engaged in broadcasting the Krishna consciousness movement not to speak to the impersonalist Mayavadis who are always determined to oppose such theistic movements. The world is full of Mayavadis and atheists, and the political parties of the world take advantage of Mayavad and other atheistic philosophies to promote materialism. Sometimes they even back a strong party to oppose the Krishna consciousness movement. The Mayavadis and other atheists do not want the Krishna consciousness movement to develop because it educates people in God consciousness. Such is the policy of the atheists. There is no benefit in feeding a snake milk and bananas because the snake will never be satisfied. On the contrary, by taking milk and bananas, the snake simply becomes more poisonous. Kevalam Vishavardhanam. If a snake is given milk to drink, its poison simply increases. For a similar reason, we should not disclose our minds to the serpent Mayavadis and Karmis. Such disclosures will never help. It is best to avoid association with them completely and never ask them about anything confidential because they cannot give good advice. Nor should we extend invitations to Mayavadis and atheists, nor accept their invitations, for by such intimate intermingling we may become affected by their atheistic mentality. Sangat Sanjayate Kama. It is a negative injunction of this verse that we should refrain from giving anything to or accepting anything from Mayavadis and atheists. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also warned Vishayira Anna Khaile Dushta Hai Mana. By eating food prepared by worldly people, one's mind becomes wicked. Unless one is very advanced, he is unable to utilize everyone's contribution to further the Krishna consciousness movement. Therefore, On principle, one should not accept charity from the Mayavadis or atheists. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has forbidden devotees to associate even with ordinary men who are too addicted to material sense gratification.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So here, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, he has warned that actually we should not associate with impersonal Mayavadis, and Mayavadis are actually called here a serpent, they're very poisonous. So we had actually discussed this point, and I read one of the instruction, of what Srila Prabhupada actually he stated in one of his lecture in 1972, that where he wrote that they criticize, unfortunate Mayavadi, they cannot chant, they criticize. The chanting is sentimentalism. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was criticized at Banaras when he was chanting. You know the story. Prakashananda Saraswati, a great Mayavad sannyasi, he used to criticize that this sannyasi is sentimental. Sannyasi's business is reading Vedant, but this sannyasi is chanting and dancing. So there was strong criticism. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was arranged to meet this Mayavad sannyasi, and he talked on Vedant and he debated him. And the sannyasi, along with his 60,000 disciples, became his followers. So you should not be simply chanting and dancing. Along with, you must know philosophy. There are so many Mayavadis, you have to defeat them. It is not that we are cowards, we are Krishna's soldiers. So as soon as there is Mayavadi attack, you must immediately defeat them. That is wanted. There are so many books are being written, Jnanam chayad ahetukam. So this is what actually Srila Prabhupada spoke, So I thought it's quite relevant, because we try to understand, why we should not actually associate with the Mayavadis and atheists. So here, as we discussed, that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he warning us that not to associate, So this is for the actually neophytes, Madhyamadikaris, even. That we are still learning the philosophy, we are very much prone to be influenced by with whoever we are associating, So association is also important. So it is stated, Sangata Sanjayate Kama, One's desires are actually developed, according to the company one keeps. So for us, it's not good at all to actually associate with Mayavadi or listen to their philosophy. So there is also, it is Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also mentioned that actually here, Mayavadis are called actually a serpent, they're very poisonous. And here it says that there is no benefit in feeding snake milk and bananas, right? Because snake will never be satisfied. On contrary, by taking milk and bananas, the snake simply becomes more poisonous. Kevalam Vishwardhana. So the Mayavad philosophy is called quite, is a poisonous philosophy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said that Mayavadi Bhashya Sunile Haya Sarvanash, anyone who listened to the commentary of a Mayavad philosopher, he said that their fate is doomed. He will never be able to understand the actually Bhakti Marg, the philosophy that is given in Bhagavad Gita. It is so poisonous. Therefore, actually, we are actually being warned not to hear from Vaishnavas or Mayavadis. Okay. So one of the actually main danger, that actually I was also thinking that because this Mayavad philosophy, they actually promote the impersonal form. They actually claim that Krishna do not have a form. He is impersonal, and they think they want to actually merge with the Supreme, right? So they think they're as good as God. So actually associating with such actually, Mayavadis, or they're actually listening to this philosophy, we can easily get influenced, and once we are actually influenced by such philosophies, it's very hard for us to come back to what is actually taught in this actually bhakti yoga. So it's best for us not to actually associate, but as I said, for the advanced devotees, very advanced devotees, who are actually expert in our actually all the scriptures, given in our parampara, then Srila Prabhupada says that, we should not just chant and dance, we have to become expert, not just in our philosophy, but also whoever opposing, our actually theistic movement, we should know their philosophy in depth as well, So I mentioned that in the last class as well, that Srila Prabhupada used to debate with their actually disciples, he used to ask them to actually debate, Sometimes he asked them to become a Mayavadi and he become a devotee. Sometimes he take the role of Mayavadi and he used to defeat them, So Srila Prabhupada is saying we are not cowards, We have to actually first, we have to become actually expert devotee, We have to become expert in our philosophy first, and then we should actually also know, actually the philosophy that is being promoted by Mayavadis, so we can fight and defeat them, Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he defeated, Prakashanand Saraswati, So he became his disciple along with his followers. So that is needed, So even actually when we actually sing, the prayer to Srila Prabhupada, it is mentioned that Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschat Desha Tarini. So it is clearly mentioned the Nirvishesh, Nirvishesha Shunyavad. So Srila Prabhupada is always fighting, defeating their philosophy. And we see that, in many of his actually lectures, and many of his books, he's always actually, mentioning this actually Mayavad philosophy, and he's highlighting, why not to actually follow Mayavadis or associate with them. So it's very, very important. But also, actually, because Srila Prabhupada is such a great devotee, he can criticize Mayavadis. But as we are actually still neophytes, we're still learning the ropes, learning the philosophy, we should not actually indulge, ourselves in criticizing the Mayavadis. That is not our business, So, for us, instruction here is to avoid the association, should not actually involve in exchanging, actually giving gifts, accepting actually any gifts from them, or actually accepting invitations from them. So we should not be doing that, and that is actually negative injunction. That's what is mentioned here of this verse, which is clearly actually mentioned that it is a negative injunction of this verse that we should refrain from giving anything or accepting anything from Mayavadis and atheists. And also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also warned that by eating food prepared by worldly people, one's mind also become wicked. So this is actually a very important instruction. So the people who are worldly, actually who are only interested in materialism, actually who only want to enjoy this actually material world, who's not interested in actually this actually Bhakti Yoga philosophy, then that association is also not going to help us. So especially we should not even actually eat the food prepared by them. So actually it is going to affect our consciousness. Just like when we actually honor prasad, prasad is actually purifying us. So actually our body cells are purified, our brain cells are purified. So we naturally become inclined toward us actually becoming Krishna conscious. So we have seen that, we have learned that, right? This is actually been actually stated in Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, actually, if you're actually eating food offered by atheists or worldly people, actually our mentality will become like them. We will become like them. So it's not just their association, but also anything they offer us, is also contaminated. So best to actually avoid, actually eating such food. So actually, for the neophyte devotees, they have to actually progress slowly. We cannot really actually stop all of a sudden, but slowly, slowly, we should become more and more serious on this path. Okay. Right. Let me share the screen. Okay, Mataji.
The conclusion is that is that we should always keep company with devotees, observe the regulative devotional principles, follow in the footsteps of the acharyas, and in full obedience carry out the orders of the spiritual master. In this way, we shall be able to develop our devotional service and dormant Krishna consciousness. The devotee who is neither a neophyte nor a Mahabhagavat, a generally advanced devotee, but is within the middle status of devotional service, is expected to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead, make friends with devotees, show favor to the ignorant, and reject the jealous and demonic. In this verse, there is brief mention of the process of making love transactions with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and making friends with the devotees. According to the Dadati principle, an advanced devotee is supposed to spend at least 50% of his income on the service of the Lord and his devotees. Srila Rupa Goswami has set such an example in his life. When he decided to retire, he distributed 50% of his life's earnings to Krishna's service and 25% to his relatives and kept 25% for personal emergencies. This example should be followed by all devotees. Whatever one's income, 50% should be spent on behalf of Krishna and his devotees, and this will fulfill the demands of Dadati. In the next verse, Srila Rupa Goswami informs us what kind of Vaishnav should be selected as a friend and how Vaishnav should be served.
Okay. So here, actually, Srila Prabhupada is actually concluding, actually. So he's actually he's instructing here that the first point is always keep company with the devotees. Okay, Mataji, I'll come back to you. Okay, once actually I'll finish explaining this point. So association of a devotee is very, very critical, right? So we have been actually taught this point, on numerous occasions that our association should be carefully selected. So associating with the devotees is called satsanga, right? And not a janasanga. So satsang. So also the last line here mentioned that actually the next verse will instruct us that what kind of Vaishnava should be selected as a friend. So our association should be carefully selected. So we say like-minded devotees, right? So you can understand what is that, what is the meaning of like-minded devotees. So here in our actually Hare Krishna WECAN program, we have a certain mode. We follow the mode of His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. And we're actually following the instruction given by Srila Prabhupada. So we have to actually choose, devotees who have similar mood, especially that we are all attending this program, so we understand this mood, and we're actually on the same page. So it's easier to associate it with the devotees who are coming to this program. So, but there will be always actually, instances there where you will actually associate with devotees outside this program as well. So yes, actually, you have to actually very careful, that you should not be actually associating with, even they are actually devotees. They may not be in a similar mood or may not be trained in a similar way. They may have hidden agendas. So we never know. So we have to be very careful. So actually, the sangha, the devotee sangha is very, very important, and like-minded devotees. Then observe the regulative devotional principles. So this is easy one to understand. So we got 4 regulative principles. Along with that, all the codes of Krishna consciousness that is being taught here, the actually nectar of instructions. So those all those codes are very, very important. So this is where actually in this book, the nectar of instruction, all these codes, they've been being actually instructed for a neophyte devotees. So not just neophyte, actually one who's actually actually also slowly progressing on this path, is for everyone actually, all these actually instructions. Because if we actually able to master these instruction, able to implement practically, then you can progress very nicely, and actually quickly on this path. There will not be any actually hindrances if you're really particular about actually all the instruction you are learning from this actually book, Updeshamrut. And also following the footsteps of acharyas and in full obedience carry out the orders of spiritual masters, right? So this is very important, right? So we are in this actually Guru Shishya Parampara. We have been actually given the knowledge, is coming from the Parampara. So our business is to actually, we should accept this, with the surrendered mode, and we try to actually implement that practically in our lives. So whatever instructions are being given, one should actually do their best to implement that. It will take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. So yes, we can understand that, but in the end, actually, what we need to understand is that it's up to us, how quickly we want to progress, and actually how eager we are to become Krishna conscious and go back to Godhead. So everything is given here, as is always been said in this program, that knowledge is not a problem. Knowledge has been given. It's been given, to everyone, and it is open book secret, right? So nothing is been kept hidden. You know what book we are studying, where it is coming from. You can also go back and read, try to understand, ask questions. So everything is being encouraged here. So it's up to us, actually how seriously we take this and implement this. And it's here said in this way, if we actually follow these instructions, and actually uh, implement this, actually according to the mood, taught in this program, then we should be able to develop, our actually dormant Krishna consciousness. We can nicely progress on this path. The devotee who is neither neophyte or Mahabhagavat, greatly advanced devotee, but is within middle status of devotional service, is expected to love Supreme Personality of Godhead, make friends with the devotees, and show favor to ignorant and reject the jealous and demoniac. So here it is talking about Madhyamadikari, right? You can easily understand that. So it's not talking about Kanishta Adhikari, it's talking about Madhyamadikari. So these are the actually things, that Madhyamadikari should do. So yes, actually, we are all expected to actually love, Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are in the actually process of actually learning. We are slowly actually progressing towards this goal. Everyone is actually want to actually get to the stage at some stage. So yes, and also who has actually progressed to this stage, actually Madhyamadikari, So Madhyamadikari is one of the function of the important function of Madhyamadikari is to preach, preach to the actually the innocent and ignorant one, who do not have the knowledge. So yes, there is no actually, we should approach them, we should actually encourage them to actually come to our programs, encourage them to learn this philosophy, so that is actually very important, so Hare Krishna, we can, the mood, actually his guy Sambrish Prabhu want everyone to become a preacher. So at the same time, yes, we are actually preaching to everyone, we're giving this opportunity to everyone, but we have to be very cautious, so there are some people who are jealous, demoniac, as it is clearly mentioned that Mayavadis, they are jealous of this theistic movement, they try to actually oppose and try to create the hindrances, and they do not want this actually movement to develop or actually being spread to many people. So if you actually come across, people who are very jealous or actually atheistic, we have to actually reject them, so for actually neophyte, that actually is best to reject their association. And then actually Srila Prabhupada also mentioned that there is a brief mention of process of making loving transaction with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and making friends with the devotees. So the instructions, actually these 6 kind of exchanges that we actually discussing, Dadati pratigrahanati guhyam akhyati prachati bhungte bhojayate chaiva shadvidam priti lakshanam. So shadvidam, these 6 kind of exchanges between the devotees. So you can have the you can also have a loving exchange with Krishna, as I actually mentioned when we discussed this point. You can make actually offering. You can prepare a actually bhoga. You can offer it to the Krishna with a lot of love. So you can actually have this actually loving transaction with the Supreme Personality of Godhead as well, and also his actually followers, devotees. So all these points is actually already been discussed. And Srila Prabhupada, actually, he lastly mentioned the Dadati principle. So Srila Rupa Goswami, actually, he has said this actually example, that when he retired, I mentioned this initially as well, that he actually donated, 50% of his actually belongings, whatever wealth he has, for actually Krishna conscious movement and his devotees. So we should do the same. We should actually, whatever we have, 50% should be used in Krishna's service. So it can be in any form. It's not necessary you should go and donate all your money at one place. Not required. If you have actually, you can start your own actually preaching program. You can use your money, actually propagating this actually preaching activities, or you can start the actually cow protection. So all these things, you can decide, and it's up to you. It's your money. You decide where you actually want to use it, but it should be used in Krishna's service, or for his devotees, spreading this movement as per actually the mood, actually taught in this program. So yes, and also 25% is recommended that we should keep for ourselves, for our actually emergencies, for our needs, and 25% should be given to our dependents. So this is the example set by Srila Rupa Goswami, and Srila Prabhupada said that we all the devotees should follow in his footsteps. So that is actually what Srila Prabhupada is instructing here. So, and he says that whatever one's income, 50% should be spent on behalf of Krishna and devotees, and this will fulfill the demands of Dadati. So this is Dadati principle, okay? So actually, one should actually, remember this Dadati principle. That should be the objective, because yes, it should not, you should not wait until the time you retire. Actually, as you're earning, actually you should save and you should keep it aside for the devotional services. So slowly we develop the detachment as well from this actually material wealth or material opulence, whatever you call it. So this actually this attitude or quality is actually being imbibed as we progress. That actually should not wait. You should not say that, oh, I will wait until I retire, and who knows, before retire you may die. So it's best, as you earn, you actually keep actually using your money or resources in Krishna's service. That is actually what I understood. And in next verse, Srila Rupa Goswami is actually instructing that what kind of devotee should be selected as a friend, and how Vaishnava should be served. Okay, so that is actually matter of next text. So we will be actually studying that. I think Sanjay Prabhu will actually start on that verse very soon. So yeah, this is it. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Okay, Shruti Mataji, I think you wanted to ask question.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one of the question has been answered, that you mentioned about we need to associate with the devotees. Here it was written that we need to associate with the devotees. But I also have I had that question that if we associate with the devotees, and then you mentioned that in the mood of what Srila Gurudev, then only, because I am also associating with devotees every day in the office. They are all our devotees, and we they always ask me a lot of questions, and in between the lunch break they start asking lot of questions. But now I have avoided much of the things, but then I feel that if they get offended or anything like that, so how to avoid them. But if they are, I should not associate with them. But then sometimes it happens that we need to go for a function, or there is any event of at their home. So should I avoid their like food or anything, because it is like my daily act in my daily activities. I need to associate with them. I need to go to their function or anything like that. I cannot avoid eating at their place. And sometimes it happens that it is also written over there. How to practically implement this? Because worldly minded people, we are associating with them daily. There are some of the friends, relatives, we go into their function. We try to avoid eating, but there are some places that we need to go and visit. Uh, so, how to practically implement like these things there?
Yes. So okay. So very interesting question, Mataji. I think it's quite the personal question, I would say. So you have the situation, you are saying that you are associating with some devotees, but what I understood is that they are not really maybe in the same mood, or maybe more of they're criticizing you and all that, from what I
Yeah,
heard
they're
from the
from
last
ISKCON.
discussion.
They're from ISKCON. They don't criticize, but they ask lot of questions. That the way you're like are you doing chanting? Then they have like lot of questions after that, and yeah, some reactive questions also.
Okay. I think did we had this discussion with Amrish
Yeah,
Prabhu?
the discussion has been happened with Amrish Proji,
Yes.
but then then the question answer has been like you also mentioned that we need to associate with the devotees who are following the mode of Srila Gurudev. But then my second question is that if there are worldly, like if we are associating with the worldly minded people, most of the times we need to go to their home. There are some of the relatives, and they don't offer prasadam, but they are giving us food, or in any of the function we are associating with them and going to
Mm.
their places. Then how to practically implement this situation, because we can't avoid going to their place and eat. It's avoidable, but sometimes we need to go and yeah.
Yes, yes, okay. I understand the dilemma actually. Yes. So maybe the way I understand Mataji is that yes, there are devotees, and you sometimes you have to associate with them. Sometimes you're being invited to their programs and all that. So it's quite actually it's a personal situation the way I see it. So yes, from my own experience, what I can tell you, yes, I'm also exposed, to various kind of devotees, within the ISKCON, outside the ISKCON as well. So because the way we are trained in this program, then actually you will develop actually kind of skill set or whatever by whatever you learn in this program, that you will notice the differences. You will notice a difference. So sometime you may actually like the association of certain kind of devotees. You may not think, you may not like, some sort of actually particular section of devotees, because in ISKCON, actually there are devotees, who are actually different levels, and they may have their own agendas as well. So the way I actually, from the way I do it is, Mataji, is that I try to actually see what is being taught to me in this program, and what I have learned, if I feel it is in the same line, if I see that actually that people are not trying to influence me with some actually hidden agendas. If I see that, then actually I just slowly withdraw from their association. Don't need to actually fight with them or argue with them. So you can just avoid their association. That's what I do. But I think it's best that actually uh, we will ask Ambrish Babu. I think he is more actually more knowledgeable, and he has a lot of experience. He may able to actually guide you on this matter, Mataji. Because I do not know your personal circumstances, to with whom, with actually which devotees you are associating, where they coming from and what is the relationship, So devotees they may be your friends, maybe relatives, If it's relatives, it's a different matter. As actually, even actually in my circumstances, actually I have my family members, relatives, they are not devotees, and they discourage me all the time to become a devotee. But still, I cannot, cut them off, actually I have to sometime, just for the formality, I have to still go to their house, for the functions and all that. But we can actually manage these things, as we actually progress. So I suggest, Mataji, if you can able to post this question in our actually intermediate class, then I can request Ambrish Prabhu, he can probably better explain this actually complex question, I would say. That is not a straightforward answer, Mataji, because you have to actually treat everyone, on their merit, actually whether actually their association is going to help you progress, or if they are actually being challenging or actually try to actually demean you, then it is not going to help, actually associating with such devotees. Is it okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you can please pose that question, then I can ask Ambrish Babu. Then probably we will need more time, try to understand your context, which devotees you are referring to, and what is actually, practical situation. Then we can, Ambrish Babu may able to give a practical solutions.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes? Yeah.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhu. Thank you very much. I was just listening to this conversation. So if you
Yeah.
don't mind, we will take this question afterwards also. We'll have a discussion on this. But just one point I wanted to ask Mataji, because we have raised this point in the past also, Mataji. Is it correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So are these the same people who eat onion garlic and They have they eat chocolate and all that also.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. And now the more devotees have been added into their group.
Yeah, that's fine. So are they devotees then?
No, Prabhuji, but some of them, they don't eat onion and garlic, and they wear kantimala and all
No,
those things.
yeah, all kinds of people are there. What I'm saying is what Shidabu just mentioned now. Association meaning you associate, like here we are associating. Hare Krishna, how are you? Good. How are you? Very good. It's not association.
Mm.
You understand what I'm trying to say? This is association. Where you take association, you give association. Where you learn from them and they learn from you. So in office situation, I used to also have people who are some devotees, but I'll just say, Hare Krishna, how are you? Haribol? We move on, on this. So as I think, remember you mentioned to me that uh, in some programs they all had chocolate, and you said I'll not have chocolate, so they stopped having chocolate.
Yeah.
So what kind of level they have got, So it's obvious that they are very neophyte stage, nobody's training them or whatever it is they're training with there, So talking to them, how are you? Was very good. Are you chanting? Yes, I'm chanting. That is not association. This you can do, no problem. Do you understand? We are not saying stop talking, I cannot talk to you. No, we are not saying this to anybody. For non-devotees also and for devotees also. Okay. Even there are devotees who are very advanced, whose association you must take. But you should be able to understand how advanced. They are not showing advanced. There are my experiences, they will show they are very advanced. But
Mm.
those who are very advanced are very different people, They require a lot of experience for that. Yeah. Is this basic concept clear? Then we can discuss in detail.
Yes, Prabhuji. I have one question here. They are inviting me for the functions. They are like they have kirtan at their place. Sometimes
Yeah,
I
so they want to
avoid and
convert you. Are
yeah,
they doing it to
it's
convert you?
no, they are not trying. They are just asking me why you are not attending the kirtan which we keep, and we are. And when I have kirtan, I don't invite them. So they are mentioning that if you have any kirtan or anything like that, you don't invite us. And they are actually pushing me to have kirtan at my home now. Last week when I went for one
So
of
you
the
are already talking
functions,
to them. So you are already talking to them. You are already associating with them. This is not taking association. This is just talking to them, correct? This is
yeah,
perfectly all right.
yes,
Okay. Now, do you want to invite them who are not very regulated to have, they have chocolate also and they have coffee also and they eat onion garlic also and do kirtan in your home?
no, Prabhuji, but they are pushing me every time that why
No,
don't you
then
have.
that is your business. How to say no or how to say yes is your business.
Yes,
You
Prabhuji, I
have,
mentioned
we
that.
already, yeah, we already answered this question before.
Yes,
So if you want to say yes, you say yes. I will come to my home. If you want to invite them to your home, to invite to their home. No problem. If you don't invite them, then tell them, sorry, I don't want to invite you. Why are you not calling us? Say, why are you forcing me? You can say, whatever you can say. We are not fighting with anybody. So the choice is yours. I know only this much that if people can say, I tried doing this, but I did not do it, that means you did not do it. If you don't want to do it, you will not do it. If you want to do it, you will do it. Is it not correct?
yes, Prabhuji.
So if these people are not following the standards, and if you want to take the association, then take it. Association taking means what? Like here, you're talking to Cesar Prabhu, he's talking to you, talking to me, taking guidance, asking questions, taking the answers. It's called association. Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. You come to my program? No, I don't want to come. Thank you. I'm very busy. Why don't you come to my program? I just told you I'm very busy. That is not association. I have to go to other function. Why don't you call me to your program? Huh? You come to our program. But if they come to your program, they should not preach to you. You must preach to them. Say, who's teaching you? Why are they not teaching you that you should not? Have you asked them this question? Have you asked them this question? Who's teaching you? What is the name of the
Yeah,
person who's teaching you? Okay. Have
yes.
you asked them that why are you still eating onion garlic? Can I know? Have you asked this
They,
question?
yeah, this question I asked them 2 years back. Now they have stopped eating it,
Yeah, so you're
and
supposed to
that
stop eating now, no? You are eating, why are you eating, having chocolate? Have you asked
yes,
this question to them? So what do they say?
yes. Sometimes we do it.
So then why are you doing it? If you're following Krishna consciousness, I don't want to come to you if you don't follow properly.
Yes, I told them, Prabhuji,
But
and they stopped talking to me for some days then.
so is it hassling to you there? Is it a problem for you?
No, Prabhuji, then I'm feeling sometimes that when we sit for the lunch or anything, then they start avoiding like I avoid the conversation and they again start bringing the conversation. Some after like the last week they were not even talking, and after yeah, day before when I went to the office they start talking and they were asking me the same question. I said I don't want to have like kirtan at my home now because my grandmother is not well, and also we have our own kirtan program, so you will not be able to adjust there. I started speaking like this to them, but then I feel very fearful that will they get offended or anything like that. So I don't avoid conversation. I go to the office when they are not coming. I try to avoid the conversation.
See, I think you are a very afraid person. If these people are asking stupid questions and if you give them an answer, what is offensive? What is offensive in that?
Guruji, there was one of the words they have asked me, oh Mataji, do you know about this thing? I
No,
said
I don't
it's a,
know. No, I
yeah,
don't know.
I told them now I don't know. I'll check and
Then
let
don't
you
be
know. But I,
defensive. Say I don't know. Don't be defensive. Just say I do not know. Why are you defensive? I think you see a personal problem, mother. How do you want us to solve this? You tell me. What exactly do you want us to do?
yes, Prabhuji, I want to avoid them because they
No, no,
come
no.
and
I want to ask
little-
you a question. What do you want us to answer to you? What is the purpose of you asking the question?
because disturbing my mind every time when I go there, and it's disturbing my bhakti too because I simply just sit in my place and they come to my place and ask the question.
Okay. So what do you want us to come to the office and give them two slaps? Do you want me to come there and give them two slaps? Is it what you want me to do?
Prabhuji.
I don't understand how to solve it. We told you. People keep telling me thousands of times, so many things. Why don't you come here? Why don't you come there? But at at certain level, you say, if I don't want to associate, we don't. Similarly, if I call somebody, they're advanced than me, they will not come to my place. They will not. They won't even take prasadam which I'm offering. They won't take from my hand.
Yeah, they don't take it. I already told them they don't take my tiffin and everything. I don't even give them.
No, no. I'm saying this that there are advanced devotees who do not take prasadam for my hand because I'm not that advanced. I'm telling you that. What is wrong with it? So the choice, the verse which you are discussing is taking association, giving association. Understand this word? This is a verse.
Prabhuji.
Okay, right. Whose choice is it to take association and give association?
My choice.
So why are you confusing between they telling me what, telling you what should I do, what should I tell them? Whose choice is it?
It's my choice.
If you say no, who's going to be offended?
Hmm. No one will get off.
That's it. Whose choice is it? This verse is not for other people. Otherwise, the whole world will come and tell you, I'm a devotee, come to my home. Why are you not doing this? Why you must have chocolate? I've been fighting with devotees in ISKCON. They are fighting with me to say you must have chocolate. Can you believe this? I'm talking about very so-called advanced devotees. And I'm in the minority. I tell them, you foolish people. No, I don't say that. I said, you people are, you have easily have, don't have tea and coffee, but you have chocolate. What is this going on? We have arguments on this. They stop talking to me. I stop talking to them. Thank you very much. Whose choice is it? This verse of Rupa Goswami is for whom? Whose benefit? Everybody's benefit, correct?
Yes.
So you are learning for yourself, right?
Yes.
So the same people are going to keep telling you because you are very nice, very, they think you can be pushed over. Why not coming? I don't want to come. Why not calling me? Because I don't want to call you. Or I will not talk to you. Okay, thank you. That's what I want to do. Why don't you understand this? I don't want to talk to you about this. I'm here for work. Let's talk about work. So all these things you should do. Why are you asking us? I don't understand. What is the purpose of you asking us? Because this question is asked twice or twice. You must take your stand. I'm telling you this honestly. You get the point?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I have fought about my chocolate. Can you believe it? For having chocolate, not in chocolate, with devotees who are 40 years older in Krishna consciousness than me. And this guru and that guru. I said, I take my stand. I said, sorry, no problem. I don't want to have it. So it's up to us. There are others who say, no, have it now. What is the difficulty? So you have it. Who's stopping you? The Rupa Goswami's instructions is for me individually. Similarly, it is for you individually. So if you want to associate, associate. If you don't associate, don't associate. But if you ask me, how do I do? What do I do? So we have already told you. And now we are saying that they don't have, they have onion garlic also, they have chocolate also. So you want to have associate, they have it. Otherwise, say, I don't want to have this. Why are you having chocolate? Nobody's taught you? I don't want to talk to you. Talk about anything else or devotional service. Tell them if you want to come to my program, you have to listen to my class. Can you do that? Because they will come and they'll disturb you. They'll bring their guru who will eat chocolate. And then anything goes. We are not like this. So no problem. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so it is your choice. It's completely your choice. And this choosing, we are training you to make decisions because this is nothing. Tomorrow you have to make choices on very, very important devotional service activities. That is why from the very beginning I'm making you choose. I'm not going to choose for you. ठीक है? आप समझ गए ना बात? You understand this point, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So what you have to speak, you choose what you want to speak. You want to associate, associate, don't associate, don't associate. But if you say, what do I tell them? We told you what to tell them. Yeah. So please feel free to raise this question. We'll discuss further. But ask me something which is we have not discussed this. Okay? If you require help to say, I want somebody to go and talk to them, that should not disturb me. That's another situation. Is this what you want us to do?
No, Prabhuji, I'll take the stand. Now I understood clearly what
Yeah,
I
and
should.
it is not offensive. Rupa Goswami is telling you, it's up to you to take association. I'll choose association. Yeah, and there are big devotees who demanded association from me. So many big devotees. I did not give. I said, I'm not, I'm sorry. Their actions are not as per what it is. I will not do it. They will tell me, bring your devotees to me, I'll teach them. What? You are too neophyte. They have told me these questions. So I said, no, what do you mean neophyte? You do your own business and you do your own preaching. Why are you telling me? I'm not going to put my devotees to you, although I'm neophyte. You get the point?
Yes,
And these
Prabhuji.
people are light years ahead of me. वो बोलेंगे ही लोगों को free में चाहिए ही सब चाहिए. And they will disturb you all the time. Free में. Why are you getting disturbed? There's no need to disturb. Okay? So, yeah, I'm not having a go at you. I'm just giving you confidence to say, now you make a choice what you want to do. You want to go, you go. Don't want to go, then you say, I don't want to go. Sorry. Yeah. So that's what when you come to me, when we see how we act and react when we went to Vrindavan and all that, there's so many instances when we went last year where I avoided so many other things of so many big people. You guys don't even know this. I just requested you don't eat here. I come inside by mistake. I'm sorry. Just have a little bit and we go from here. Is it okay? So yes. There's a big reason for it. So we did not disturb anybody and we walked away from there. Yeah. That is one example which is obvious to you people. That's why I'm taking that example. Baki, so many things we don't even say anything. अपने आप रास्ता निकल जाता है. Okay. Even among those who say I follow Mahasi Goswami Maharaj, there are so many differences in that. So don't think it is going to be very simple life. It's never simple life. Okay, Mother?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So I want you to think about it. And if you still have questions on this, then on implementation, ask me the question. But what should I do? We already given you the answer. They ask me this, they ask me that. They will keep asking you unless you tell them, stop asking me. Or tell them, you come and listen to me. So why do you want to come to my home? We'll sit here after the class. I tell them, I will sit here after the program and we'll discuss. You ask me your questions. So we come to your program, we want to come to your home and do kirtan. I said, we'll do kirtan here. I want to check you first, how good you are. Not a singing kirtan, but what is your mood? I want to check that first. You can do this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
That's it. People have told me, I'm doing my programs here. Kirtan program here. Why are you not bringing your troop here? They fought with me inside the temple. I said, why should I bring? I told him clearly. You make your troop and bring them there. Why should I bring my troop? Because today you are taking a program. You are asking me to stop my program, bringing my devotees to you. Tomorrow you're going to stop your program. And what you're teaching, I don't even know. And believe you me, in 6 months' time, that program is finished. Doesn't exist. And we are 14 years afterward, we're still continuing and growing. You see the difference?
Yes.
That devotee doesn't talk to me. So what is my loss? Because his loss is finished, is gone. And he's still a devotee, but his teaching is gone. If I had taken Shital Prabhu, Avinash Krishna Prabhu, Sanjeev Prabhu, they were very, very new. Avinash Prabhu was a little bit older. What would have happened? I would have cancelled my program on Saturdays and Sundays, taken to over there. They would be thinking, yes, chalta, ye bhi chalega, wo bhi chalega. But now they are trained to say, no, we go in one program only. We follow the mood. You get the point? And nobody has taught me
Yes.
this. Nobody has taught me this. I stood my own ground. 14 years afterwards, he's still a devotee, but there are no programs. And I knew it, there'll be no programs. तभी सब भाग दौड़ हो रहा था, बड़ा बड़ा प्रोग्राम कर रहे थे वो लोग. Hundreds of people used to come to their program. I remember it distinctly. Okay, one example. There are many examples like this. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So I'm not having to go at you. Please understand this point. I want to give you confidence. All right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you still feel you have questions on this topic for this particular, for this particular situation, please feel free to ask. No, I'm happy to ask you. When we are meeting Krishna willing in India, you can ask me then also. But you will see me how I behave. We're going to stay there, you see all devotees there. What it is, simple as that. All right, but yeah, everybody will push you. We have to choose what we want to do. Okay, Mother?
Yes.
Okay, see you, Hare Krishna. So I'm very sorry it took a bit longer. You want to finish the program now? Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji, for taking time to clarify this point. And thank you, Mataji. And also, rest of the devotees, please actually go through the purport as well and what we discussed, last few weeks on this verse. And please post, if you have any questions that needed to be answered, please post the questions by Wednesday next week. So that is our deadline. So we can actually then plan the question and answer session next Sunday. If there are no questions posted, then probably I will request His Grace Sanjeev Prabhu to actually start the next text. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, devotees, and thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, for this opportunity. Hare Krishna.